But, obviously the NFL has taken some steps like the ones you referenced. Also, the rules now are a lot stricter about hitting quarterbacks and hitting defenseless receivers over the middle of the field. So football has made progress. But what are some of the next steps you would like to see the NFL take? Because football will never be a completely safe sport, but what are the next steps the NFL can take to make football as safe as possible?
Well, first of all, just very basically, the helmet that players wear protects against skull fracture. It has really nothing to do with concussion. And so there's got to be a technology that protects players better. And there are sub-helmets and gels and all sorts of things that can prophylactically protect the brain. And then we need to experiment with that whole concept of practice and training camp without hitting and see how it looks. Remember that we've made some changes. Football, by 3-1, is the most popular sport in this country, and it's also the most popular television show. So for those purists who say, what are you going to do, put a dress on the quarterback? This is the nature of the game. Not really. The changes we've already made haven't diminished football's popularity in the slightest. And it's not like fans would know whether or not you got a concussion knocking somebody out in training camp or in practice during the week, right? They're not seeing that. They're just seeing healthy players that are not out all the time. So, and then we just have to keep moving on things to actually heal the brain so we don't have a whole generation of players that gets into their 50s. Remember the difference in this particular issue. We know that players are going to have damage to every one of their joints, that their backs and hips and shoulders and knees are going to be impacted by playing a contact sport. So it's one thing for someone who's 45 to lean over in retirement and have problems picking up their child. We understand that happens. It's another thing not to be able to identify that child. So this is the brain we're talking about, the seat of consciousness and memory and what it means to be a human being, and not an insensate being. And we need to continually think outside the square in terms of ways to solve this.